Hello and welcome. Today, I'm going to try to demo an asset which is primarily to be used for Blue Prism DevOps deployments. So now, again, this can be used to improve the release management process also for Blue Prism. So there are around three features. One is Blue Prism automatic import, Blue Prism automatic export into environment, as well as email approvals, which would trigger automatic jobs or which can help in approvals for automatic jobs from release managers. So again, see the primary goal here is to just to prove that Blue Prism can be completely automated. Blue Prism auto deployments can be completed automated. So I'm not going to go too much into the actual tools, but the guide would contain the details of how to configure each of those tools. So we're going to start with the first one, that is a Blue Prism export. And let me just open my, yeah, so this is my Blue Prism. So I just created a separate this thing with it. So I have first process, test APAC, and test like a couple of processes and one object, right? So I'm using Git as my repository. So if I look at Git, I'm going to run a pull command here. So if you see everything is up to date, there is nothing here. And if I actually look at all of the branches, I have head branch is actually tagged to master. So I just have master branch here. So next, let me start this. And what this is going to do is that it's going to export the package which we select in Blue Prism. So in this case, what I did was I created a package in advance. Yes, so here's the package which I have. And the automation server Jenkins in this case would first export this particular package into a release. And what's going to happen is it will automatically create a branch for it. The reason we are working with a branch here is because I'd rather not directly commit to the master branch, which is actually used to hold production deployments. In this case, the whole goal is showing that, okay, how you can export releases from Blue Prism without doing any manual activity except for maybe creating an export. So, creating a package. So again, let me start here. I have the package name given here, which is configurable. This is the environment which I have, obviously user ID, password. Release number is primarily I'm giving it as a folder, which would then later get committed in a branch which gets created. And this is the branch which gets created. So let me start building this. So let me go to the job which got created. So at this point, it's creating a release 2. This is the release number which we gave, and it tries to create it as a branch. Next, what it did is it actually exported the entire Blue Prism release from the package. After that, it added it to Git and then committed it to Git. So as you can see in the console, it did manage to commit to a new branch. And let's see our Git, which we actually looked at the beginning, right? So let's see if the new branch is created. Okay, let me just pull this time again, right? So I'm going to pull yes. So if I pull it, and I can see a new branch getting created. So okay, so here it's I can see a new branch now. So let me go to my Git. Let me open Git. This is my local Git, right? So yes, so this is right now I'm at master branch. So let me check out new branch we got created. Okay, so as you can see, my new branch, so initially there was no release 2 here folder. This release 2 just got uploaded by Jenkins. So if I go to release 2, here is the release which just got exported from my Blue Prism. And let me just refresh this in Blue Prism also. Okay, so I don't think I can refresh this. Yes, so this just got Okay, so let me bring it on top. This just got created and this was exported. So if you see, it's 1 p.m. today, 1st of July, and 1 p.m. 1st of July. So this is the first feature where you can export the branches which are required automatically through Jenkins and then commit in your source repository. So this was the first one. And then let me go back to my master. Right, so here is my master branch. Yes, so here is my master branch again. So now for the next demo which we have, we're gonna try to import this into our Blue Prism again. So let me check Blue Prism. So here is my first process, and I've kind of done this a number of times. Most recently, I did it for email approval. So I will just compare it based on time. So time now is 1:02 p.m. and the last import here was at 12:53 p.m. So let me run this job. So this is, let me go to Blue Prism import and build with parameter. Again, the release which we actually want to import. And let me build this. And let's go see the job. So it checks out the actual Git, which we actually configured the branch. It checks out that particular branch. Then it goes into the individual folders. And this is particularly configured in the build files, right? It goes into the individual folders and starts importing those. So first it goes into objects, it imports the objects, then it goes into processes, it imports the processes, then it goes into releases, it imports the releases. So let me go back to Blue Prism to see what has been imported. Let me do a refresh here. See, look at the time now. As you can see, this is 1st of July, 1:03 p.m. This just got imported, and 1:03 p.m. here also. This also just got imported. And again, 1:03 p.m. here for the objects. This also just got imported a minute back. So as you can see, this job will automate all your imports with an automation server. The guide contains the details required for the configuration. Now, obviously, the automation server could change. A lot of the requests which I'm getting of late is for Azure DevOps. So for Azure DevOps, also the way how to integrate with Blue Prism remains the same. You're going to have to use command lines. Obviously, Azure DevOps itself works through plugins. So accordingly, you may have to either choose a plugin which can work with command lines, right? So let's go to the last feature. And this, I kind of just finished this half an hour back, right? So I don't expect to be pretty, but then it gives the functional, it helps with the functional requirement which is there. So let me quickly at least explain. So the use case which I have is a job is triggered. So now this job can be triggered automatically through scheduling of some sorts, or in this case, I'm triggering it manually, at least for Jenkins, I'm triggering it manually. So now this build job, what it does is it first sends an email to the release manager. In this case, I'm be acting as a release manager with the link of the job. The release manager approves the job, and once the job is approved, that particular job is automatically imported or run. Could be export job, could be import job. For our demo, we will try to work it out with an import job. So in this case, once the release manager approves it, automatically the job would be triggered for deployment, in this case to a higher environment. So I'll quickly run this. I'm kind of using Gmail as one of the accounts and my official email as the other account to show how the thing works. So again, don't expect to be pretty, but at least it helps. You can actually see how the functionality works. So again, release number, which is there. Again, parameters can be configured. I'm going to choose the environment Jenkins here. So let me build this. As you can see, it starts getting built, and let's check the output. So at this point, it's trying to send out an email to my official account. I've kind of made the pipeline that way. First, it sends out an email and then waits for an hour for an approval. So it has already sent out the email. Let me open my mail. All right, so see, look at the time. It's 1:06 and 1:06. So 1:06, I got the email. 1:06, I did get it. So let me open this email. And as I said, it's not pretty because I haven't worked on making this pretty. So here's the thing. I have a particular link to the job which needs to get approved, and this is a specific job. I haven't actually set up user IDs, because that's something which comes in the automation server, so I didn't want to explore that so much. So let me click on this, and here is the page which opened, right? So let me close everything else. Let me just click on it again, right? So here is the page which opens. It gives me two options: deploy or abort. So maybe I can show each one of them first, preferably abort. So let me abort this, and that's about it. It ends, right? So let me go back and create another job. Again, Jenkins, release one, build it. So I'm going to close this after I see that the email has gone out. So again, yes, email has gone out. Let me close this too, and pretty much, oh yeah, I don't need to press send receive, it came. So this is the next job. Let me click on this link, and for this one, we'll try to deploy it. So again, deploy and abort, it directly leads me to this front end window. Again, I'm not sure how to customize this. Maybe it involves a lot of HTML work. So let me, but still approve it. So what it does, it went ahead and triggered BP import after that approval. Okay, so give me a minute. I think it, yes. So let me, sorry about that. Okay, so I think my place had a power cut. So it went ahead and triggered BP import. So let me go to BP import at this point and look at the console, which is there. So here it is. It tries to import everything again, just exactly how we've seen for BP import. And let it just finish the import process, and then we'll see what exactly happens and if it actually did get imported. Okay, it's a success. Let me open my Blue Prism. All right, so refresh and come back here. Okay, it's 108.52. It's 109 here. So yes, it just got deployed. The job ran again post the approval, C108.58. So that's about it. Those are the three configurations which we have. Those are the three use cases which we have for this. The guide will contain details on how to set this up, at least with Jenkins. Users should explore all the functionalities, because as I said, the automation server, if it's different, the way of integration would be different. But from Blue Prism, the only option which we have at the moment is command lines, and users would need to explore and work out how to use those command line options for automatic deployments or DevOps. Thank you for your time. Please download this from the DX and rate. Thank you.